is Olivia Cohen coming in live from the Judaica Museum, and welcome to Good Morning Hebrew Home. This is our first episode of the Hebrew Home's first morning show. And what is Good Morning Hebrew Home, you ask? Well, Good Morning Hebrew Home is our new morning show that will take place live weekdays at 10:30 a.m. We know that this is an incredibly trying time, but our hope is to provide a little entertainment, some laughs, a few interesting stories, and at the very least, a break from our regular news. Because why not? And why not now? Life looks different for all of us. And it has been an adjustment. But now is the time for creativity and finding new and innovative ways to come together. So in an effort to maintain our connection with all of you, let's get on with our show. Today is Thursday, April 16th, and let's take a look at the weather in our neck of the woods. Today is sunny with a possible chance of snow. Temperatures will rise to 50 degrees and later drop in the evening to 35 degrees. So it will be sunny but deceiving. Let's move on to this day in history. 1906. April 16th, 18-year-old Tim Ford becomes the youngest winner in Boston Marathon history, a record that still stands to this day. April 16th, 1922, the U.S. Prohibition Department enforced laws making it illegal to manufacture beer or wine in the home. So no bathtub gin there. And in 1972, NASA launched the Apollo 16 spacecraft from Cape Canaveral, Florida. Speaking of this day, let's take some time to send birthday cheer to the following residents. Happy birthday to Carmen R. and Florence M. We wish you all the best. Today's meal of the day, everybody, that you will get to enjoy. For lunch, we have beef stroganoff and egg noodles, and for dessert, pears. Dinner, we will have 4 beans soup. Entree will be baked ziti with mixed zucchini, and the dessert will be sponge cake. And speaking of dinner, don't forget to tune back in after dinner in case you missed anything from today. Our show will be on later today at 7 o'clock. So, for our first show, we have a very special guest. You know him from your Wednesday concerts, and he is the crooner on your floors, singing and playing the guitar and the keyboard. He actually wrote the music and lyrics for this show's theme song. Please help me in welcoming Larry Applewhite.
Thank you, Olivia. Nice to see you. Yeah, it's good to see you. I'm very happy to be here.
We're so happy to have you, especially as our first guest.
Wow, it's exciting.
It's very exciting. This is Hebrew Home history. So I wanted to talk a little bit about you writing this song. Can you walk us through your creative process of writing the song?
Well, when I thought about the Hebrew home, I thought home is where the heart is the phrase that just popped into my head. And once that was solidified, I was able to write the song from that idea. And the music, I wanted to make sure that the music was upbeat, and there were a lot of upbeat chords in it, and to send a really positive message as I was singing it and writing it. So.
I think you definitely can feel that upbeat feeling in the song,
and
it definitely starts our morning off right, and it starts our show off with the right tone.
Great, yeah.
What does your process usually look like when you are writing a song?
Well, in this particular instance, the lyric came first, and then I put the melody to it. Sometimes the melody can come first, or the lyric can come first, or vice versa. And so the process it can change from time to time. And so I'm really excited about the song, and I'm so pleased that it was chosen for the show. And every time I hear it, I'm really proud that I was able to do it.
I can't think of anyone else who would write this song, and we know you here as the person who brings music into all of our hearts. And so it's so fitting to have you write a song about home and heart, and that's what you do for all of us here. I have such a fond memory of you, and I know all of us just hearing you practice throughout the home and bringing music through the halls, even when you're not running programs, just on your own time. How often do you practice in a day?
Well, what's really fortunate for me is that there are very few full-time jobs where you have 7 pianos that you can just sit down and practice anytime you want. So I feel really blessed that I'm able to do that. Every chance I get, I sit down and I practice. And invariably, some residents will stop by and maybe they'll listen to me as I practice, so that's kind of fun also.
And I also have to say, Larry is in charge also of making sure that all the pianos here are in tune. So there's a plus side to him practicing on all the pianos. He is testing too to make sure that they're in tune and they sound great for all of you guys, yeah. When did you first realize that you wanted to pursue a career in music?
When I was about 6.
Wow.
At a very, very early age, I just loved music and I couldn't get away from the piano. And I haven't been really away from the piano all these years. And it's just a wonderful thing that I really enjoy doing. It's brought a lot of solace and a lot of wonderful things happen as a result of playing the piano. So, for example, I performed for many years at the New York Hilton Hotel
Wow.
on 6th Avenue, 53rd Street. I was there Tuesdays through Saturdays from like 8 to midnight. So that's where I really learned the vast repertoire that you would need to learn in order to play in that kind of situation. And once I entered the geriatric field, what better way to have all these great songs and songs that all the residents relate to and they can sing along and remember all the great songs and the memories that the lyrics and the music bring to them.
I have to say also, I know that you know, I don't know if a lot of people realize that you have performed outside of here. I mean, we see you as our own personal, you know, performer and artist here. And so, do you have any memories of something that really stood out to you from your performances or working at the Hilton, performing there, or anything that was really significant in your time?
Well, the interesting is that because the New York Hilton was so centrally located, there would be a lot of celebrities walking through to get from one avenue to the other, and I can't even begin to tell you how many celebrities would come by. For example, one day I was playing the piano, and you know, sometimes people are like chatting and talking. All of a sudden it got completely quiet, and I couldn't understand why it was getting so quiet. Everybody was looking past me, and I said, gee, I wonder what's happening.
Yeah.
And just as I turned my head, who walks right past me but Elizabeth Taylor?
Oh my gosh.
So the thought popped into my head, okay, Larry, quick. What song would you play, just to, if you can't get her attention, at least what song would register for her?
Right.
And I thought the song from the Sandpipers with Richard Burton. I said, yeah, that's the song, The Shadow of Your Smile. So I started to play The Shadow of Your Smile as she was walking past and she went up to the elevator. So that was a big thrill for me.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
what an experience.
Yeah, I can't even tell you how that felt in the room, how everyone's attention, they just dropped their forks, their spoons, their drinks, and they just were staring. They couldn't believe it. So when someone of that magnitude walks into a room, you really feel it.
Yeah. And I'm just so struck by the amount of detail and thought that you put into finding the music that matches whatever experience you're trying to convey. What is the right music for Elizabeth Taylor? And the
Right.
same for us. What is the right music for our Hebrew Home theme song? I'm just wondering if you would actually do a live performance for us of the Hebrew Home theme song that you put so much thought into.
I would be delighted. Thank you, Olivia. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry.
You're welcome.
This is so exciting. This is Larry performing Good Morning Hebrew Home.
Thank you. Hebrew home, good morning, Hebrew home. My heart is where the Hebrew home is. For where the heart is, that's where you find the Hebrew home. Hebrew home, good morning, Hebrew home. My heart is where the Hebrew home is. For where the heart is, that's where you find the Hebrew home.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Olivia.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And you can catch Larry every week here on Channel 8 for live performances throughout the week. And don't forget to check your local Sagely Monitor for more up-to-date listings of other programs that we have to offer as well. And now for our positive news story. An English World War II veteran who has been walking laps around his garden has raised over 2.6 million pounds, that's the equivalent of 3.3 million US dollars, for the NHS in just 1 week. The NHS charities have funded major projects, pioneering research and medical equipment at hospitals across the UK. 99-year-old Tom Moore says the NHS has been marvelous in helping him recover from a hip replacement and skin cancer over the last couple of years. As a way of saying thank you, the former civil engineer has been doing daily laps of his 82-foot garden with the aim of walking 100 lengths by his 100th birthday on April 30th. Moore, who began his walks last Monday on April 16th, initially set a fundraising target of $1,000 for NHS charities with the sole expectation of garnering support from his village. After hitting international headlines last week, however, Moore has quickly smashed through his target and has now raised over millions for frontline healthcare workers fighting the novel coronavirus. He says, "I thank the British public from the bottom of my heart. It is difficult to imagine all these kind people who have donated so far. It's just amazing." Moore's daughter, Hannah Moore, who set up the fundraising page, has had to raise the target 3 different times, from 1,000 to 100,000 to 500,000. She later took to Twitter to say, "We are overwhelmed by the response. It is extraordinary." Although Moore has already smashed his original donation goal, he is now hoping to complete another 100 laps of his yard to continue raising money. What a touching story and a great example of just some of the ways people are coming together to support one another at this time. That's it for our show today. Remember to tune in to Channel 8 later. Today we have Exercise with Deborah at 1:30 and Your Hit Parade at 2:30. Once again, this has been Olivia Cohen with Good Morning Hebrew Home. We will see you tomorrow, same time, same place, same channel. Cohen out.